Hello and welcome. This is Super Evolution. We see Ming He is about to be hit by an attack from the monster, but he quickly dodges it. The monster then digs into the ground for another set of attacks, but Ming He dodges them left and right. He thinks to himself about how obsidian is 10 times stronger than your average mineral. He remembers the morning training sessions with the instructors, and he saw an obsidian mine in one of the back valleys. He says that with the thick fog, it's going to be hard for him to see the entrance. He does remember a withering tree around the area where the obsidian is at. He then leaps off from a tree and sees the withering tree in the air. The monster asks Ming He if he thinks he could run away as she jumps towards him. Ming He notices her, and they both run while the monster tells him that he can't run away from her and she will devour him. It's kind of crazy how she still hasn't learned her lesson from last time. Like, she got smoked, but this time she's like, nah, I'm stronger. But she didn't realize that our boy is the main character, and he's also getting stronger day by day with the goddess inside of him. So Minky then finds the mine and goes over to it and uses his mystic art. The monster sees Minky and tells him that he won't be able to hurt her with those fists. Minky asks if she thinks she is smart and tells her to take this. Minky then punches the ground, which sends cracks throughout it. The monster sees what is happening but didn't react fast enough and gets stabbed with the attack. Minky comes over to her and tells her that he did say that he will never forgive her. She then questions how he even did that attack. He tells her that it doesn't matter what they are or how strong they are in their monster kingdom. If they choose to invade the humans, he will destroy every one of them. She tells him that he can't escape from this place and he will die, and she also says that he will never leave this mist alive. She then said her final words and coughs and dies. Minky then releases the monster from his attack, and the monster then falls to the ground. He then sees a green-looking teardrop coming out from the monster and questions what it is. Out of nowhere, the goddess then tells him that it's a life drop. Minky questions if it's the same one that could grant and alter another superpower. She tells him that he is correct, and this monster was an azure moon demonic monster, which is a high level for a beast. She says that it was still in its growing stage, and that's when he killed it. He tells her that this monster wasn't that threatening when he first ran into it, but it's stronger this time around. He then grabs the life drop while saying that he nearly lost his life to it. She tells him that the intelligent growing types of monsters are the scariest. If they are given the ample time to develop, then they might grow into an azure moon demonic matriarch. He thinks that's the reason why such a precious life drop could be found. The goddess tells him to hurry up and give it to her so she could purify it for him. She says that there is still a lingering sense of the calamity beast from the start, so we can't use it just yet. He says sure, but then hesitates and questions if she is relying on his personal growth. He says that he feels like she is a lot more impressive than this monster he just killed. She tells him that the monster he faced can't even compare to her. She then reminds him about the agreement they have, and because of that, she will be backing him. She says that he is the one that is going to show her this beautiful world and the meaning of human existence. She says that they are both reaching an agreement and there is still a way to go before he could change her views. He says that she will back him up until he gets more powerful enough to face the Supreme Universal once it descends upon them. She says that he is right and they did make a promise. She will be counting on his growth and he will be counting on her strengthening. The sight he saw at the end of the portal, but then the goddess asked him if he was having a hard time believing in himself. He then says he has faith and she tells him to forget what he saw earlier. She tells him that she isn't too fond of that portal place as well, since it's a lot more disgusting and primal compared to this world. He then gives the life drop and tells her that they did make a promise. He then looks at Fang Chen's body and lifts her up and puts her on his back. Minky then hears the commander calling Minky's name, and she tells him to please respond. He tells her that he could hear her loud and clear and to give him his orders. She asked if he ran into Fang Quinn, and he tells her yes, and he is carrying her back to the camping grounds. Luo Lin asked if she is confirmed to be dead. He tells her that she is, but he didn't want to leave her somewhere where the monsters could come and have their way with her. She asked him if he is alright and tells him that the thing was controlling Fang Chen's movements. He tells her that the rank of the monster and the ability to devour and gain abilities of the people she devours. He tells her that he just killed it, and she said that it's good to hear. He then switches the topic and asked about the eggs and if they are all gathered up since they need to get out of there fast. He then tells her about the dimension he went to and the horrifying sight he saw. He tells her that if they descended upon them, there will be nothing left of humans. He says that they are getting close and asked if he is regrouping. She says the path he is heading towards is clear and then says alright. We switch over to see tall grass and see multiple people. One of them asks Shu why they haven't arrived at the village yet since they've been walking for so long. Shu then punches the dude on the head and starts to yell at him. He says that it's all his fault and it was his idea to steal the demon eggs for money. The man tells Shu that they didn't go that far and they didn't know that they would get lost in the fog. Shu says that if they can't go back now, they will be in big trouble. A guy in the back of the three asks them if they feel something is following them. Shu tells them to stop being so paranoid. Then they both tell Shu that something is behind him and they all grab each other while screaming. We see that it's some professor and other people. The professor is Zhang, and he questions the group if they are from the village. The girl next to him asked how they managed to get out of here. Shu says that they scared him since they thought they were demons. The girl tells them that no one is allowed to enter the mountains and asked if they didn't receive any notice. Shu starts to be completely honest with them and says that they wanted to earn some money. He said normal eggs are cheap, but these eggs are more than 100 times more money. He thought all the demons were wiped out and they came here to find the eggs. Zhang asked if those are all demon eggs, which they said yes to, and shows them the 3 big bagfuls of them. Zhang gets excited and tells them that this is excellent and they should hurry back to the camp. He then switches the topic over to Luo Jian. He asked about her situation and what it looks like. The girl tells him that she saw a mark from her telling them that she is looking for the last group of students that got separated. Luo Jian will meet up with them at the foot of the mountain in around an hour. Zhang says that it will take them some time to get there, and they will first meet up with Luo Jian and then head back to the camp together. The girl tells everyone to follow them. The guy that got punched in the head asks Zhang if they are all superhumans. He also asked if he could check if there is something behind them. Zhang asked why, and the guys tells him that they think something is following them and it's giving them chills. The girl tells Zhang that she just conducted a sweep around the area and she didn't find anything. If she had found something, she wouldn't have came back. Zhang tells them that they should do another sweep, which she then agreed. We then switch over to someone running fast in the forest. We saw a building and then we saw Luo Jian. She sees a group of people in the house and they are all surprised and happy to see her. She asked if they are all okay and if anyone's injured. They said no, but something was chasing them just now and it was terrifying. She says okay and tells them to follow her since they'll be going back to the main camp and leave the fog. They say thank you and we start seeing them move to different locations. First it was a cave, then it was a Greek, next it was the bamboo forest. Luo Jian stopped and saw a mark on a bamboo tree. She thinks to herself about how the students that got separated have been found. All they need to do is follow these markings and meet up with Zhang and the rest. Luo tells them to follow closely and they will need to stay together.
She then halts and uses her power to electrify something that was coming after her. She tells everyone to look up, which they do, and they see a bunch of spiders. One of them starts to leap over to the group, but Luo is quick and she starts to use her power. The whole area gets electrified from her power, which kills them all. One of the people in the group says that she is amazing. They had a hard time just dealing with one of them, but Luo Jian took out all of them by herself. They asked if they could even reach her level, and she is so strong. We then see a large leg-looking thing smack the ground. Luo Jian's group meets up with Zhang and the others. A girl asks Zhang about the fog and why there are so many scary things inside. Another student said that they saw a student get dragged away and questions if it was a demon. He then asked if all the demons in Shaolin were wiped out. Zhang tells them that things in the mist appear through a different way and they can't stay there for long since stronger demons will come there soon. Luo Jian tells them that they have already found a way out, but they all need to work together. Zhang tells everyone that they are also superhumans and they are not just students. What they all have faced is something that every superhuman will have to face on the front lines, so they need to pull themselves together. All the students start to smile and look with confidence. Zhang says let's go, and they are on the final stretch since they are about to reach the camp. Some of the students see all the monster corpses. There were so many demon bodies, and if they would have ran into them, they most likely would have died. They questioned who killed them, and another person tells them to look. Luo Jian and Zhang see Miao land with shock on their faces. Miao tells them to hurry up and return to camp since everyone is waiting. Luo Jian asked if she is okay since she is heavily injured. She tells Luo that it's nothing and she is just a little tired. She says that she needs a little rest and she will be good as new. Out of nowhere, she then gets stabbed in the chest by a large spider. The spider lifts her up and Miao drops her weapon. They called out her name, but the spider opens its mouth and I'm assuming she gets eaten. The group looks with fear and some of the students start to run away. The spider shoots its spider webs, which catches the students that started to run. They say that they are trapped and they can't escape. The girl questions if something was following them and how come it didn't attack them earlier. Zhang says that the monster was waiting for them to group up since it wanted to kill them all at once, just like an anteater. Luo Jian questions what he meant by an anteater. Zhang tells her that when an anteater finds ants, it won't kill them even if it's hungry. It will instead hide and trail the ants. Those ants will lead the anteater to their nest and then wipe out the entire nest, including the ones from before. The ants have a special way to communicate, so when one is attacked, the others will send an alert to the others telling it to flee. Luo Jian says that she sees and that monster is treating them like ants and it's playing with them. It was waiting for enough people to show up just to attack and eat them all at once. Zhang tells her that she is correct. Luo says that the monster chose to attack them here instead of at the camp. The monster knows that stronger humans are guarding their camp and it's afraid, which means the monster isn't invincible. Luo Jian tells Zhang and Liu to help free the others and she will go deal with the monster. Liu tells her that she knows she is strong, but she still needs to be careful. The spider then raises its arms and slams the ground. Spikes then come out of the ground at Luo Jian, but she jumps through and passes them. The spider continues to send spikes at Luo Jian. Zhang thinks to himself that Luo Jian should be ranked second best in combat. She is also the pride and joy of the Nandu Superhuman Institute. Any other student would have been petrified and unable to react. I mean, besides our boy Ming He, let's be for real, like this dude would have instantly screwed him up. He hopes that Luo Jian could buy them some time. We see Luo continuing to dodge the attacks and she thinks to herself about what the spider is trying to do. The spider then gets up and slams the ground, which sends many spikes at Luo Jian.
The attack didn't matter and she continues to do a good job at dodging them all. She then looks at the ground and senses danger. A large amount of spikes pop out from the ground and Luo and Zhang think Luo Jian might have just died. Then they see Luo Jian in the air and Zhang tells Luo that they need to hurry up. He tells her to believe in Luo Jian. We see Luo Jian getting close to the monster, but she had to back off since it spat out webs. Luo then uses a Thunder Hawk attack which did some damage. She then acts like Thor and calls Meow's spear to her. She grabs it and then throws the spear next to the spider. It lands and then she electrocutes the spider. She then goes up to the spider and punches it in the stomach. The spider then shoots out some liquid from its teeth. She sees the liquid, but then she sees Zhang running over. He tells her to quickly come over to her while he is starting to use his power. His power puts up a shield to block an acid rain. He tells her that they have already freed half of the students. Luo Jian tells him that she already injured the Skull Widow and they have hope of escaping. Zhang says sorry since all he could do is provide cover since he is unable to fight the monster head on. Luo Jian says that it's okay and protecting her fellow students is also her duty. The students say that this isn't good and questions where all the spiders came from. The students see the spiders eating the monsters that Meow killed and the girl says that they are disgusting. Luo sees them and questions why they're eating their own brethren. All of the spiders are done eating the other monsters and start to head towards the big spider. The big spider then opens its mouth and the little spiders start to feed themselves to it. The group sees what it's doing and sees that it healed itself from eating its own. They asked if Luo Jian's hard work was for nothing since it wasn't easily injured. Zhang tells them that they are all superhumans and they all have powers. They need to work together so they could get out of this mess. How could they let Luo Jian fight all alone even after she already did so much for them? Luo Jian tells Zhang not to blame them since it has fearsome aura of a lord rank. It had already embedded seeds of fear into their minds. It's using everyone's terror to nourish those seeds of fear. It has taken root in their minds and once strength hasn't reached at least a Sunblaze rank, they won't be able to resist it. Leo asked what they should do then. Luo Jian asked if Zhang could break out of this spiderweb and he says yes, but they are still students trapped in there. He says that they can't abandon them. Luo Jian says that the Skull Widow can recover so killing won't be feasible. She tells Zhang and Liu to take the students and leave since she will hold back the monster. Zhang questions her since once they leave the Skull Widow, there will be spider demons that will surround her and she won't be able to escape. She says that she has a way and tells Zhang that it's her choice and her duty. She believes that her classmates will grow up and in the future when their own classmates are in danger, they will stand up and fight. Luo Jian then walks towards the spider while Zhang and Liu look at her. Thank you all for watching and I hope you all enjoyed this video.